Hello, my name is Richard Martinez, and I'll be presenting on what I've learned in the Honors, Leadership, Power, and Change course that I took with Dr. Molly Heck, titled Reflection Leadership, Identity, and Social Justice. This presentation will cover an overview of reflection topics as well as explore how leadership theories and social justice concepts intersect with my own leadership experiences and identity. I'll be referring to texts learned in the course cited from Garza, Abrams, and Crippen. Leadership is not viral visibility. It is a sustained, organized, and collective action. Movements are not just visual or viral. They comprise people who are dedicated to achieving some kind of change. The change they seek cannot be accomplished by something going viral. The change we seek can only be accomplished through sustained, organized, collective action. This resonates with me because while doing my proposal, I found that pushback is one of the barriers that could stand in the way of using social media to tell the story of unhoused individuals, and organized collaboration between established nonprofits and other outreach coordinations would help to protect my proposal from simply becoming a way to become a social media fake warrior. To achieve power, to become effective leaders, we must name what scares us and acknowledge what scares those who are afraid of us. Abram teaches that effective leadership requires naming our own fears and understanding the fears others project onto us. The reason that this matters is leaders aren't just about being fearless, it's about having the courage to confront fear and lead anyway. This resonates with me because of my past experience, not only with the carceral system, but also with my multiple 5150 stays, which could instill fear into others regarding whether or not I am safe to be around. Instead of shying away from my past, I instead dove headfirst and embraced this aspect of my life, which has become a cornerstone in my presidency on campus of a club which aims to help those whose stories are similar to mine. My story helps to undo the stigma that is associated with those experiences. It has also allowed me to become an outreach volunteer for a program on campus that serves the same population, but from an educational perspective. These experiences have set me up to begin my journey towards completion of the Master's in Public Administration program, which would springboard this outreach experience into a career-making opportunity. Servant leadership flips traditional leadership on its head. Leaders serve first, then they lead. Why this matters is because servant leadership emphasizes empathy, listening, stewardship, and growing others, creating more equitable and humane leadership environments. This resonates with me because as I begin my journey to serve those in my community who are stigmatized, I find that it has grown my own empathy and listening capabilities. I cannot help but look at the circumstances of the unhoused community as a population of people who are separate from the rest of my community. It allowed me to partner with one of my classmates and see how my willingness to serve inspired their own action to learn more about ways that they themselves could make a difference. Regarding gaining access and entry, according to Stacey Abrams, my experience has taught me that marginalized leaders must navigate the system not built for them. As someone with system involvement, I've learned that access requires self-advocacy, resilience, and challenging assumptions others make about me. My lived experiences give me insight that strengthens my leadership rather than disqualifies it. Abrams shows that people from the outside can enter the system of power by naming fears, understanding their biases, and using authenticity as strength. Leadership strategies that I found interesting include embracing ambition, leading from the outside, practice strategic collaboration, being transparent and accountable, leveraging my failures, developing a diverse mentorship network, prioritizing my own self-care, as well as storytelling and vision. The most impactful of these strategies I found was storytelling and vision. There's a man on campus who is unhoused and often talks to himself while standing stationary on campus. His nature and consistent presence on campus is what inspired the change-making proposal for this course. It took me most of the semester to finally summon up the courage to ask his name, and after months of giving him food, I am happy to report that his name is Aaron, and I am hopeful to get to know more about him. Strengths in this course include getting the students to do more than just sit in a classroom and review texts or write about what they thought regarding the topics. We were asked to get outside, and physically get involved in numerous activities which demonstrated how leadership facilitation can foster a sense of community and learning. The game where we all threw a ball and then more balls were added to the circle was one of my favorite activities in the course. There were multiple layers to this exercise with 2 circles of students. This allowed for those to engage and be observed, as well as demonstrate how not everyone's role in a group is appropriate for every person. This gave so many examples of how to facilitate growth and foster connection to those who may not feel included. I learned the most about how to make a proposal, the steps needed to implement a project in the real world, and the challenges that are associated with trying to make change happen in my community. I'm still learning how to best pitch new programs to existing frameworks, as well as how to best utilize different leadership strategies for groups that I am currently leading. Being the president of a club on campus has its challenges. The first club meeting I held, I was the only one to show up. Even my advisor was not present because she forgot about the meeting time. Learning to keep others on task, show up at all, has been the most challenging part, and getting more people to join the cause has been difficult in leading the group. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. It was a pleasure taking this course, and I would recommend it to anyone who finds themselves in a leadership role of any capacity.